Hey, MC here. A little morning coffee, shadow silhouette. Hello. Gonna do a little mulberry tree trimming. So we have this little tree or shrub, bush, I suppose. Probably more a tree. It took off growing alongside the power pole. So since it's still cold out, I'm going to trim this thing down and get that manageable so we don't end up growing into the power lines. Got a couple of pines along the side of this little windbreak row and a pile of scrap metal and plastic and whatnots that finally now I can get out of the weather and put inside the garden shed. But I think I'll finish out the floor in the garden shed before I deal with a pile of steel. Plus I've got a couple of tractor 3-point accessory things I want to build out of some of that steel. But anyway, this is the before. There's where we're going to start out with, and then we'll see what we can hack away on this thing. If we end up killing it because we've done it wrong, no big deal. To fix it is wrap a chain around the trunk and yank it out. So pruning, if we fail, no big deal. We just throw it away, start over. Actually, that one was kind of a wild mulberry tree that took off from birds dropping mulberries from this one that's been growing probably at least the last 25 or 30 years. So that sucker's pretty big. But anyway, this one's getting carried away. We want to trim that back before that gets up into that transformer and causes us power problems. So we are using this Fisker pole saw, and it also has a little adapter here with a pulley and a rope so that you can prune the smaller branches. So if we can't get it with the pruner, we'll get it with the saw, chop them down, and then the stuff lower to the ground I'll end up trimming up with the hand pruners. And of course we'll be wearing our mittens again for doing this procedure. So stay tuned to see the trimmed results. Alright, after chasing cattle around the neighborhood, brought the utility trailer back from the farm next door, and we'll clean up the rest of these mulberry branches, throw those on the trailer, drive them out back, make rabbit habitat. So just kind of carved away some of the bigger branches that were facing towards the power transformer. We'll let those taller tops stay. Had to break out the cordless sawzall as the pole saw was getting annoying, especially getting through some of those larger branches. So we'll give this another season, grow out, see what we get. But I think if I can keep it about this height, about 12 feet or so up with the main branches, that ought to make harvesting some of these mulberries a little bit easier. Most of it just goes to birds and raccoons and woodchucks, and I think cats even eat mulberries when they get hungry. But yeah, probably should keep up on trimming these a little more often. But either way, we got them before they got into the power lines. Joys of home ownership and maintenance.